What's up, everybody? I just wanted to kind of go over a couple of things I was going to be doing today. I'm going to try to push out a few videos in regards to the charging stations and also how to charge, how easy it is to charge, because a lot of us are trying to figure out how do we get a lot of people to understand that majority of the charging that goes on within our community, especially with the Tesla supercharging, most people think that it's just like so difficult, it's so hard, and I don't have the time, I don't this, I don't that, and we get to try to, educate people on how that is such a bunch of crap, where, there are concerns, especially when you're first doing it. You don't really understand what it takes in order to do it. And for somebody, it could be scary, going from gas your entire life and, and then going into doing something electric. And there's a lot of benefits into doing something like this, especially with a Tesla. There's nothing that compares to it. It's just, it's just something that you can't even compare it to like any of the companies that are out there that are struggling, that just won't make it, and they're going to adopt the Tesla supercharging. It's just something that is, the infrastructure's there, and something that I think that is going to obviously help us in the long term. But right now, I just wanted to kind of go over exactly how I learned how to do this, and how things are, which is pretty simple. I mean, you basically, when you're coming to your home screen here and that you have in front of you, you can obviously tell that there are a lot of different things that are on the screen, and you kind of get, you have to be a little bit tech savvy in a way, but not necessarily. But you can get, very used to how the system works. And you can tell up on the top up here, I have about 36 miles left. I use mine on mileage. I don't use mine on the percentages, which you can switch over. So right now it's telling me I got 14%. It's about 51 degrees here in New Jersey. And a lot of times that affects obviously the range and whatnot. So for me, I use the supercharging, like I said, for work and also for this area. And I use it limitly, as far as a limit. I don't typically just do it for all the time, but I try to do it on my work days and whatnot, because it's a lot quicker for me and a lot less expensive. So basically, you can tell that when I do that, I need to find out right now, as I'm depleting, I should say, the battery at this point, where is it gonna take me next. So when you get in your car, everybody says, oh, well, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know how to do this, and they freak out because they don't know where they're gonna go, and how it's gonna affect them as far as their day is concerned. And you just gotta, if you have a plan for your day, and it's not just on a whim to just go get gas like you normally do, but if you put a little structure in your life and whatnot, this does help. So for me, it's basically pretty simple. So as you're looking at your screen, you just come over and you tap your screen, and then on the right hand side there's a little bar that comes down right here, and then you tap the bottom one, which is the superchargers. And it does give you between the different sides of the different ones of the chargers that are up there, and you could tell. So for me, it's pretty self-explanatory. Look at all the chargers that are around in the area. Okay, yeah, some of them are miles and miles away, but it does tell you, where your mileage is, how long it takes to get there. Very simple, pretty easy, right? So for me, I like to go to the one that's in Freehold. That's about 6 miles away. Now, a lot of times what you have to do, which helps to not just drive right to the center itself, because I know exactly where it is, but you got to precondition your car and precondition your battery. That's really important. Obviously helps with faster charging, and get you to the level that you need to get to quicker, as opposed to just pulling up and starting to charge, and then your battery's cold and whatnot, and then it takes a lot longer to charge and costs you a lot more money. So basically, you come up here and you go, oh my god, look at this, I can go here, 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 all relatively within a mile or so, somewhere's in that range of where I'm at now. And you go like this, touch, and it calculates for you where you're going. Now, Granted, I have full self-driving on my car, so I basically will let the car do itself and drive. So it basically calculates everything for you, where you're going to go, how long it's going to take to get there. And see, it tells you preconditioning for faster charging. And that's the route that we're going to take. That's pretty hard, right? Yeah, I found it really difficult myself. Kidding, as I'm telling you this. But it's basically very simple. It's not very difficult. And then for me, it's pretty simple to come over to my full self-driving, and then just obviously once I pull out of the area that I'm in and I click to go in, so we'll just take a little cruise right here so you could see that what I'm doing is I'm going to pull out here. Pretty difficult, right? Try to see exactly where I could pull out here because there's a lot of traffic over here. And then once I get onto the straight road here, it's really difficult. And then I just go like this. Wow, now I'm in full self-driving mode. So now it's going to take me to where I want to go. Pretty simple, right? And this is done. Obviously, I can scroll over to see the bigger screen and whatever. So this is done so you can drive over to that. You're navigating, basically. You're driving over to the Supercharger. So it's really simple, guys. I mean, this is not difficult at all. I mean, I don't know why people get so freaked out about it. And yeah, it's not on every corner of every station or every area, but there are so many different charging stations all over the place. You just got to basically learn the system, and the system will help you no matter what to be able to get you to your charger. You know, I'm going to do the rest of this video at the Supercharger once we get there. But as we get closer, and I'll show you. So as you see over here, as you get closer to the Supercharger, a lot of times that the battery, now I've been driving around a little bit today, so the battery obviously is a little bit warmer than normal, and it is the temperature of the outside is actually helping me a lot today too. So being that it is 52 degrees, so I have a little bit of an advantage of actually having a warmer battery as I get closer. So a lot of times what will happen is as you get closer to the Supercharger station, the top portion of this here will go away, and that's when you know you're fully ready for your faster charging. But until then, the battery right now is heating up, getting warm. As with anything, obviously if it's going to get warmer, it has the capacity to push more in, the kilowatts and whatnot. So you need to make sure that you're able to really get that big surge right away and help to sustain that surge. That's really important. So for me, it's pretty simple. And again, I'm self-driving right now, so this is going to take me any way it wants to go. I don't really do anything right here. As you can tell, we're just going to drive, let the car do itself and do its own thing. Over here, every once in a while, you got to touch the steering wheel. It's a pain in the you know what, but as you can tell, we're going around a little roundabout here. The car's doing its own thing. So it's following a route. It's trying to take a route, and the route that it wants to take, I'm okay with. And when I get there, hopefully that the battery conditioning is complete. Now, a lot of times when I get there, sometimes the battery conditioning obviously is not complete. And as you can tell, we're getting into a little situation here as the car is trying to find its way between solid and dotted lines. You can tell also that I have my max speed sitting there at 60 miles an hour, and 55 is the speed limit. So a lot of times what happens even with self-driving too, The car will obviously go to the whatever the speed limit is. I have mine set a little bit higher. I think it's about 8% higher, mostly because here in New Jersey, people get really impatient if you're behind them and you're doing a speed limit. We just kind of buff it up a little bit. It's a little crazier here in New Jersey, but I'm gonna let you listen. I don't know if you can hear the battery preconditioning. But there's a buzzing sound, which was kind of cool. The other day, I was following somebody on X, and they posted some things about. I think it was Omar was posting some things, Omar's catalog, and he was posting the owner's manuals and whatnot. Of if you read through them, there's different things and noises that you can hear. And you scroll through those noises, and it's really cool. That I didn't realize that was there, and I'm scrolling through it and finally realizing that, as you see that the blinker keeps blinking. That's one of the other issues that everybody is trying to figure out. Why is it constantly happening on the FSD? But it happens to me a lot. So you can obviously tell that my car goes a little bit quicker because I do have that little percentage on there. It doesn't abide by the rules of the road. I have it a little bit aggressive because that's the way we drive here. So for me, and you'll see as I'm driving through this right here, because I know this area where I'm going now, it will try to overtake this area right here, and you can tell it's pushing over. It's trying to find its way. It's pretty wild. But this is another little area. I just want to kind of tell you about where I'm at here. So I'm over by a racetrack, and there's a lot of pedestrian crossings over here. And a lot of times the car doesn't realize what's there. And so that you see these pedestrian crossings, there'll be people coming out over here and whatnot, and the car will just completely stop. And it's pretty wild. But that's how the system is set up, man. It's just it's crazy, but it's great. So here's another little thing, is that the car also doesn't go around. It'll do a hard braking. The car very rarely will go around another car if it's making a right into an area like it just did, and there's a solid line on the left-hand side. It will very rarely go around. It'll stop to wait for the car to pull into the parking lot. Not sure why it is set up that way. Because obviously they said the version 12 is more human. So as the human drivers, what we typically do is we would go around that person most of the time. Either it's on the left or the right. That also brings in something that, if you're passing, any kind of car on the right-hand side, you're not supposed to. You're always supposed to pass left, keep right. So a lot of times where I find it very difficult is obviously with buses and whatnot, school buses, that you don't want to be passing any school buses, especially with their little stoplight coming on. And a lot of times they wave you through, so you got to turn off the system, turn off the FSD in order to go around, because it will not go around any of those driving. So we're probably, right now it's showing here about 6 minutes, 3.2 miles to go to get there. And obviously I'm still right here. I'm not really doing anything at all. And green light, it's just telling me to apply slight force to the wheel, as I normally do, but I keep my eyes completely glued to the road. You can tell, obviously, again, that I have my max set a little bit higher. I'm coming up to a school, so I'm obviously going to tone that down a little bit, and I'll keep it to the speed limit here. And you can tell that we're stopping for a red light. So I don't know if you can hear it, but the battery is preconditioning. I can hear it outside. It's that buzzing noise. And when that buzzing noise is there, that buzzing noise is trying to tell you something that is important. You want to hear those noises. You want the battery to start preconditioning. It's important because as my mileage goes down, because now I'm at 25 miles, and I could switch over to where I'm at now. Now I'm at 9%. And typically, I'm probably a little bit more. I don't like to take it down to the 5, 3, 2%, or down to the zeros like some people I've seen. I'm typically around, I go by the mileage. I go to about 10, 15 miles before I charge up. I was doing it today because I'm doing some driving around, so I was charging at home, and then right now I need to obviously get a boost. So I'm driving over to the charger, and that's why I'm sharing this video to see how it is to drive, especially on full self-driving as well, how it is to drive over to one of the superchargers and what it takes. Now, we just did a hard break because this guy hard stopped in the middle. We got a guy on the right-hand side right here, as you could tell. So the car is recognizing him sitting there, and now it just buzzed right, did a little safety check. He wasn't moving, so he went around him. And we're okay as we're moving along here. And obviously the blue light that you see that comes across the screen is that they want you to touch the steering wheel so it can recognize that you're behind the wheel. To me, it's so annoying. It happens so often. My eyes are pinned on the road. Again, slight force again. If I have my seatbelt on and I'm in the driver's seat, this is one thing that I really can't stand either about this FSD, is that obviously it keeps right. It's always specific to certain roads, to where it goes to the right lane and then it'll pin over and then it'll come back to the left. It's that lane drift that everybody talks about, and it happened just right there while we were going on. Now, it happens really hard, as you'll see. We're going up a little bit further here, and as we get a little bit closer to the supercharging station over here at the gas station here, because they have the superchargers in the back of the gas station, this one little area over here where as we're going to be going on, I'm going to go up a little bit more to about 50 miles an hour as opposed to 40, because there's a little bit close. People are close to me and behind, as you can tell. Well, not anymore because I just juiced it up a little bit. So the lane drift that'll happen, you'll see it as we get a little bit closer, and I'll kind of give you a snapshot of when this happens. And the reason I have my cell phone in my hand is because as I was fixing my stick that holds down the cell phone or any of the cameras that I have, it broke. So today I'm really kind of ticked. So right now we're doing some lane drift here, which is not cool. We're stopping at a green light, which is not cool. So as we're driving here, you'll see there's a split in the road, right? And we're coming up here. Now, there's only 2 lanes. This right-hand lane, there's a massive truck on the left-hand side, so the car's slowing down a little bit, as you can tell. Now the car is going to speed up. Now, it's only got 2 ways to go here. It's either going to make a right, which it's trying to, and I just took it over. So you see, I had to, because there was the road itself, being that it was split, the car had to make a decision, and it made a really bad decision. It just happens. I can then, once I've sent numerous messages through, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what happens there, and it kind of really ticks you off, So in any case, getting back to this here, as I'm driving, again, eyes are pinned to the road here, a little slight turn. And I just wanted to kind of show you that the preconditioning is still going on. Okay, and we're almost at our destination. And as you get closer, I guess from what I understand is that it then will recognize it, and it'll go away. And once it goes away, then you're good. And I'll also turn off the self-driving as well, because there's no real reason to self-drive anymore as I'm getting closer to where my destination is, which it's, basically right here, right now. So as you can tell, this happens a lot. So I'll pull into the parking lot, right? And as I pull into the parking lot, you'll notice I'm going to pull in. And I just wanted to kind of see what happens as your battery's getting, heated and whatnot, and how it happens. as you pull in here, you'll see as it goes away, which is a perfect thing. Now, a lot of times that happens, you're not, because this is all the way in the back of the parking lot of this the thing here. So a lot of times the thing goes away, and when it goes away, it will just take everything away. So now you were like ready to go. So as we pulled around in the parking lot, we're going to the back of the parking lot here, is that it's in a Wawa, by the way. So you could tell it's long. It's like a big area over here. As we're going to pull up to the parking spot. Okay. Now this is a 6-stall station. And I do want to pull to the other side because there is a car that's here. There's one car. He's parked kind of in the middle. So being it's 1A, 1B, 1C, and 1D. So being that it's that way, I'm going to pull to the other side. And what I want to do is check the other side and say, okay, so what do I want to do? Okay, so let me go to 2. So because it's set differently, you can tell that the other one is set differently. This one here is a 2D. So I'm going to pull up and I'm going to back up into the spot. This is all real time there, folks. Real time. I get a little closer than normal. Boom. Put it in park. Oh, okay, so you're gonna come with me. This is basically what you do here. You come into where your little car is. You go into your charging. Open up the port. So now I got about 19 miles left. So now we're looking for this to be about 170 kilowatts at max. I only have the rear wheel drive, so I'm not really, I don't have the bigger long range. So let's go do this. Holy crap. Wow, that's hard. Wait for your little green guy. There you go. Let's check and see where we are. Okay. Let's see how fast we get up there. Let's see what happens. If we're connected good, if we got everything, and then you'll hear the battery really kick in. $172, that's pretty good. That's the norm for me. 173. So we're doing pretty good. So that's where we're at. So we pulled in at 19 miles. Right here, I'm charging in Freehold, New Jersey. So it's 32 cents. So you could tell, obviously, the session cost. So right now, we're sticking high right now at 170, which is pretty good. And you could tell that the miles are flying. So I'm looking for approximately about 100 miles or so to keep me around town, and before I actually go and plug back in at home. So for me, it's pretty simple. You could tell, obviously, that as you get closer, the actual mileage will go a lot higher, obviously, and then it'll show my energy and how much it's going to cost me today to get back up to closer to 100. So we're right now dropping a little bit. Now we're dropped to about 152. Okay. $36 miles, 38 miles. So it's showing 14%. So we're still at 53 degrees today. You can hear the car buzzing. Now, sometimes you'll see the car smoking outside, which is pretty cool. This is all real time. So you'll see that it says 25 minutes remaining, right? So, and it also shows you some notes. So the charging rate limited by low battery temperature. The vehicle is improving battery temperature and increase the charging rate. And then this is pretty wild. So it tells you next time navigate the Supercharger. We navigated. I also had full self-driving to get here. So it also says recommending keeping your charge limit 100% and charging fully once per week. So now I have a theory on this, which is why I do this. And again, it's just my theory. But I have this obviously set at 80. And you can see my limit here is 215. So if I went up to 90, right? And I was here at 90, look where my limit goes, 242. So I'm pulling mine down to 80 for now, but you can change that. So what I do, nice. So what I do is, to keep my costs down and keep it lower, is I will then, as once a week that they tell you to fully charge and keep it fully charged, I try to keep it as fully charged as I can. But a lot of times I'll drop it down to like almost like a couple of miles left, 5 miles or 10 miles that are left. And what I typically do is I will then find the cheapest rate, find the cheapest time of the day, whether it's, 12 o'clock at night, whether it's 4 in the morning. And again, this is just because I'm a little nuts and I deal with, the whole thing about keeping my costs down as much as possible, because I don't do fully charging at home. Again, if you've watched me talk about this before, I am on the road constantly. I don't get full 8 hours of charge at home because I have to get up to go to work, and I work 14, 15, 16-hour shifts sometimes. And a lot of times I don't get a chance to fully charge. So what I try to do is I try to use both avenues. One is that I put a charge. Again, I need about 200 miles a day, somewhere in that range. I will take the supercharging to a certain point. It costs me about $6, somewhere in that range. And what I'll do is I will then use the home charging for kind of like a top off, so to speak. Get like good 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, to where if I had 130 miles on, I would, get a good 25, 30, 40 miles that I need that will help me. So I keep my costs down as much as I possibly can. The thing is that the supercharging helps the once a week, and finding that is because I could find it between 12 and 14 cents as opposed to the 32 cents we're paying today. So that helps dramatically, to be able to fully charge on it one time. And that'll get me a good 2-3 days worth of driving, because again, I travel a lot, and about 90 to 100 miles a day, somewhere in that range of driving. It's pretty crazy. But so in any case, we are only sitting here just a few minutes, so right now we're at 78 miles. So I needed about 100 miles or so, somewhere in that range. We're about 126 kilowatts right now, 127 as it gets a little bit more juice there. So you could tell my session cost now is at $4.20. So if I get 100 miles in here at $5 or $6, I'm excited. I'm stoked, because if you turn around, you go over here, and you're going to pay, that same amount, probably $20 or $25, $30 in order to put gas in your car. And it doesn't help. It's not the way that everything is going these days, and it's just not the way to look at things. I was spending $730 a month. I'm now down to $100 and change per month, because I have found a way to kind of manipulate it to my liking, and I'm saving almost $600 a month. Yes, my car payment went up about $90, plus my insurance is outrageous here in New Jersey, and Elon Musk, you got to fix that right away. Get the insurance in New Jersey. We need it badly. There's a lot of Tesla drivers that I know that are here in New Jersey. We need that insurance badly. We're getting hammered here in New Jersey with insurance for this car. It's outrageous. It really is. It's outrageous. I don't know how else to put it. But for me, it's just not even, I don't even know what else to say about it. I'm just disgusted by the amount of insurance we pay for this car. I'm right now, I was paying $1,900. Now I had to switch my insurance at the end of the year, and I'm about $2,000 for 6 months. Now I'm going up to $4,000 for the year. I have not had any infractions, driving problems, issues, any kind of other, you name it, in over 30 years. And this is how I got to pay that amount of money for insurance, $4,000 a year for one car. And for what the New Jersey manufacturers insurance company's telling me, because the parts are hard to come by and because it's an electric car. What kind of crap is that? So we're getting railroaded because of that? That's just something that's just outrageous. So my other car that I had, my Benz, I was paying $1,400 a year. Now I'm paying, close to $4,000. It's insane. So we need that insurance. Yes. Other costs, yeah, the gas have come down. I get it. Somebody's going to say it. Yeah, gas come down. You're paying in other ways. For me, on a daily basis, this is what I look at it as, is that I can't afford to just keep doling it out. I'm doling it out in another way, but we need to fix that. We fixed one problem, which is the gas and trying to get all the electric and all that stuff. It's better to start somewhere. So now I wanted to show you something real quick. So now I'm about 109 miles. I'm at $6. Stop charging. Woohoo! I got 110 miles. So this was basically literally no time at all. I'm pretty stoked about it. $6, got me another 100 miles. I'll use maybe 30 of it and head home for the day, and then just plug it back in at night, get my charge in for $6. So you can't beat that. But my insurance, yeah, I get it. The insurance is crushing us. Insurance is not good. And I'm driving with full self-driving now. There should be some kind of a, incentive or something for that matter for us that are using that for safety-wise too, because it is safer. It's a lot safer. And we should get some kind of benefit for that. But I just wanted to kind of show you that. That wasn't really that long. This video is about 30 minutes. So I took some time today to just kind of give you an idea. It's a lot less time because I was focusing on the video, focusing on talking and doing all that stuff. But most of the time it's relatively, coming home from work and I plug in and I go. It's really quick and easy. But you could see on a Saturday afternoon or on Sunday afternoon, Monday. Oh my God. That tells you how much I work. How easy it is to do it and how you can just, go about your day. And if I wanted to, I could, turn around and find another charger somewhere else. If I wanted to, somewhere close by me, and relatively pay the same amount of money. So just understand that. All right. Have a great day, everybody, and leave a comment down below and like the video. Thank you.